Welcome to the Accountant's Recipe. In today's episode, we will be looking at why it's important for you to understand your plate cost and how you can calculate this. So stick around to find out some more. Before we go ahead, if you're in the restaurant community, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell button so I can notify you of the weekly videos I'm uploading explaining how to cut down costs and take more profit home. Okay, so let's begin with what is plate cost. The plate cost is the cost to you as a business for preparing a particular item off your menu. So for example, if you're in the business of selling burgers, the question would be, what is the plate cost to you as a business for putting that burger on the plate for your customer? Okay, and if you're not sure what your cost is, stick with me and I'll explain to you how you can calculate this. So many new clients that join us typically say, I don't know why I'm not making enough money in the restaurant, I'm not sure what's going on. And typically the question I tend to ask is, do you know what the cost of your plate is? And usually the answer is, I've got a rough idea, I've written it down on some piece of paper, maybe it's around this figure. Truth be told, that's not good enough. As a restaurant owner, if you are going to sell a particular item on your menu, you must know how much that item is costing your business. You see, there are many advantages in knowing what your plate cost is besides keeping your accountant happy. And the first one is that by understanding what your plate cost is, you will be then able to set what your menu price should be, okay? And up until now, if you're watching this video and you set a menu price based on what competitors are doing, a general feel for what this item should be selling, then by understanding your plate cost, not only will you know the cost now of this particular item, but you will also be able to work out how much profit you are making on selling that item, okay? So not only by understanding your plate cost are you able to set a menu price, but you're also able to understand how much profit you are making on that menu item. Now, understanding your plate cost will then also allow you to set your budgets. And if you don't already know, then budgeting is extremely important, especially in the restaurant trade, because you need to forecast your sales and your expenses, and without knowing your plate cost, you will not be able to forecast your expenses and therefore you will not have an accurate budget. And finally, by understanding your plate cost, you are able to set and monitor plate cost targets, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. So let's move on and use an example. Let's say one of your menu items is a delicious 6-slice pizza, which I could really do with right now. Well, first of all, you'll need to identify what ingredients are going into the pizza. And once you have your list of ingredients, you will then need to allocate a cost against each of the ingredients being used to make the actual pizza. So for example, let's say it costs you £1.50 to make a 6-slice pizza. Now that you know it's costing you £1.50, you've gone ahead and done some market research and believe that your plate cost should be around about 30%. So you take your £1.50, divide it by 30%, and you will get a selling price of £5. What this means is that every time you are selling this 6-slice pizza for £5, you, the business, are incurring a cost of £1.50, which represents 30% plate cost, and therefore leaving you with a profit of £3.50. At this point, you can then decide and work with your accountant to see whether this plate cost percentage is too high. Okay, so if you're already a trading restaurant and you've not worked out what your plate cost is, what you can simply do is take your selling price. So for example, we'll take the 6-slice pizza again, and let's say you're selling it for £6. What you need to do is identify what the cost to you is, okay? And let's say it's £1.50. You take the £1.50, divide it by £6, and you'll get 25%, meaning that your plate cost is 25%. So now that you understand your selling price and your plate cost, you'll be able to work out how much profit you are making on that particular dish. So working with our example again, if you're selling 6 slice pizza for £5 and the cost to you is £1.50, that means you are making a profit of £3.50, right? Well, one thing what you need to remember is this £3.50 profit you are making is before accounting for your fixed and variable expenses in the business, okay? So you need to make sure you are making enough profit on your menu in order to cover them fixed and variable costs in your business. And if you want a better understanding of the difference between fixed and variable costs, please click on the link above, and you should get a video pop up explaining you this in more detail. Now, the plate cost calculation method I've just given to you is a very basic one. And if you would like a much more detailed calculation which factors in things like wastage, inflation, trends, then feel free to get in touch with us and we can work with you in helping you understand and calculate a much more accurate plate cost percentage. So the cost plate percentage that you have just worked out would be your ideal cost, meaning that in the perfect world, ideally it would cost you that much to make that particular item. However, we know in the real world many things can go wrong, and therefore you need to be able to monitor your actual cost. And you can monitor your actual cost by looking at the COGS figure in your profit and loss account. Now, we prepare your profit and loss account in real time using cloud accounting technology, which means you are able to identify straight away if your actual cost is very far away from your ideal cost, right? Because whilst you don't expect them to be the same, neither do you expect them to be very far apart. And by having that real-time information, you are able to spot these issues immediately and make changes where necessary. If you would like some more information on COGS and how it's worked out and how to identify this number, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be uploading a video on this explaining to you why it's important you monitor your COGS figure and how to actually calculate this. So now that you know how to work out your plate cost percentage, please do hit the like button on the video and leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.